Hello, everyone. If you're watching this, you've probably heard by this point that we do have a new gradebook interface in Synergy. So I guess let me just jump in and go over some things that you need to know. So you will have access to the old view of gradebook. If you go into your Synergy gradebook area and go to gradebook main, this is the old view that we're used to. You will have access to this view for the rest of this year. However, you will no longer have access to it next school year, which is 25-26 school year. So we strongly encourage you at this point to go ahead, dive in now, and get used to the new gradebook interface. You'll notice that when you come into Synergy and click on gradebook, this new interface will now be the default setting. If you click on the down arrow under gradebook, you will also see new gradebook as well. All right, so what I'm going to do real quick is go through everything that I have learned in my training about gradebook. Hopefully there aren't a lot of changes by the time I make this video and you're watching it, but be aware that things can change. I'm also in a training portal right now. I'm not in the actual gradebook that's active. So there's a few things that are not available to me that will be available to you. At least that's what we've been told. You should have access to the new gradebook on August 16th and to the gradebook in general by that date. By the time you start getting into it and playing with it, your knowledge is going to far surpass what anything that I know about Synergy and its new gradebook interface. So just keep learning, keep playing, and it will all be good. So a few things I'm gonna start with some basics, and then we're gonna build, and I'll highlight some new features. They do want you all to make this change over to the new gradebook because any advances they make is going to happen in this one and will not be available in the classic. All right, so let's talk about the first thing, which is autosave. If you have the notes available that I've attached as well, I'm kind of just going to walk you through those in this video. So autosave feature can be turned on and off. It will be up here in the right-hand corner. When you click on it, it will allow you to turn that autosave on and off as needed. When it is blue like this, that means that the autosave is off. If there are any changes that need to be saved, it will turn red and it will tell you how many changes need to be saved. If, however, you click on it and you turn it to a green, it looks like a magic wand to me, but if it's the green button, that is your autosave feature is on. I do not have that ability in this mode, so I just wanted to let you know. I also put screenshots in the notes in case you are interested. All right, so that should cover autosave. Point number one. Now, the next thing is, how do I add a assignment to my new gradebook? It's a little different here. Instead of it being up here, it's actually this big blue button. What's nice about this big blue button is that you can move it all over your screen. So if it is in the way where it is located, you can move it. When you click on it, you will see an assignment option and you will see a quick assignment option. So let's just look at assignment real quick. So assignment is very detailed. Let me see if I can mention some things that I've observed. So over here is where you fill in your main content for the new assignment. So normal assignment date, due date, your grade period should come up automatically, but you can edit those. This is where you change the name. This is a new feature. You can actually now add units to your assignments, which allows you to filter in your main gradebook area by units, which is pretty cool. To add any, you can see that you have to do it from this page or from the quick assignment. And you can see how that's saved. Let me know that I have one unsaved change when my default is off. But anyway, so if you want to do any filtering by units, you have to do it here. It is important to know that units are not available if you're doing grade packs back between Canvas to Synergy. So just keep that in mind. But if you do want to organize anything in this gradebook by unit, you now can. You just have to add it here. Once you've added, a unit in one of your assignments, then you will see the unit option available when you create future assignments. So hopefully that makes sense. Category is the same as usual. When you do your gradebook setup for categories, that is the same as the old version. The only thing that has changed is just the gradebook interface. So you can choose what a category or assignment type that you want for it. So I'll just do labs classwork for this one. Score type, again, if you do total points, you're probably going to do raw score. You'll see the normal, max, and points. So you just want to make sure they match if you're doing total points. You can also do it by percentage, or letter grade is available on this option as well. Expected duration is in minutes. So if you find that it's going to take them 30 minutes, you can put it on here. This is not required, so you don't have to put it in. So you might choose to leave it blank. You'll notice anything over here that's required for you to input in order to create a new assignment will have a little asterisk next to it. All right. Finally, if a lot of your assignments have the same look with your points, raw score, all that good stuff, you can turn on remember last settings so that when you create future assignments, a lot of those settings will be the same. You'll just have to make the few changes to your date, due date, name, etc. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Also in here, you have student content that you can add. You can add images, you can add links, documents. There's a student content area, teacher instruction, where you can add all that information. And then there's the advanced settings that you're used to with the old gradebook. Usually the default is going to be fine, so normal grading type, but you can also do extra credit, not for grading. You can add how many instructional days it might take to do the assignment. You can select who it's visible to. Also, show only when scored, show rubric in portal. If you have a rubric, enable discussions, show assignments in portal. So all that is still here. It's just under advanced settings. All right, so speaking of saves, so I have, again, my autosave off. So I can see that I've made 6 unsaved changes. So I can click here and it will go ahead and save it to my gradebook. So I'm going to close this out and get out of the assignment window. And now you can see when I come to my new interface, there is my newly added assignment. Another way that you can add assignment is over here. You can do add new and you can do a quick assignment. In my opinion, quick assignments looks a little more like what we're used to, but there is a neat feature to this one too. So again, assignment name, description, all that normal stuff you fill in. You can go to the advanced settings and again, add a little more information. But what I've noticed is so let me see if I doing total points, maybe I do 10 out of 10. Once I make any changes over here, or if I click assignment not saved, it actually opens up the assignment, because by that point it's already made the assignment. And you know that because now you have the option to delete the assignment. But look at this. You can now, from the quick assignments area, enter scores, also comments, missing, etc. Again, as you start playing around, I'm sure you're going to find more cool stuff in the new gradebook interface. But I just wanted you to be aware of that. So that's the quick assignment option. So since it's already saved, I can return to gradebook, and now I should have 2 assignments. Now let me just highlight a few things that I've noticed, because I was like, well, how do I delete assignments once they're in and all that good stuff? So one thing I've noticed is this little Q here. You can grade this assignment using the quick assignment screen. So if you click there, you can go back to this area and you can delete assignment, you can fix stuff, you can create new assignments. So I'm just going to return to gradebook, but that's one way you can delete the assignment. The other way that I have found that you can delete the assignment is click on the name of the assignment. And then over here, there's 3 dots and you can delete an item. Or maybe it's an assignment and it's basically all the same. I just need to change a little bit. You can also copy the current item. You can preview as a student. You can create a new item, and a new items are assignments. So this is another area that you can delete assignments. Again, as you play, you're going to get more familiar with this. All right, so let's dig in a little more and talk about the top options up here. So you can filter. You can filter by assignments, standards, units, category. So again, units is new. If you've added in units when making the assignments, you can, yes, view by units. Over here, you can also choose how you want to view these assignments. So usually teachers are going to do by date. I think that's normal. But you can also view by unit now if that is something you've added to your assignments. You can view by category. You can also view by week. If you do it by week, I believe they show in different colors as well. So that's pretty neat. All right. The next thing is display options. So this is the new next button over here. So for display options, you can leave that alone, or you can change to basic. So basically it just gives you the assignment and it gives you the date, the due date. Or you can just leave it on default, which gives you a little more information, how many points and all that kind of stuff, which is what we're used to seeing with the old view. So I would probably just leave it on default if you need a recommendation. Now, something else that's really cool is the grade detail. So you can turn this on and off. So watch what happens. If I have grade detail on, when I go to insert a grade, I can now from this screen put in public notes and private notes. So things that I want parents and students to see and things that are only for my viewing. Also, me and Barb's, one of our favorite features, is the score history. So any change that is made to the student's score can change right here. Can be shown right here. So if they had an E on assignment and you updated it to the B that they got, all those changes will show here. If you accidentally made a mistake and put in a wrong score and changed it, again, that will show here. You do not need to worry about, and like any comment codes. This will only be visible to you. So I know some of you want your parents to see this, but this will only be visible to you at this time. Parents will not be able to see any of those changes. Now, be aware that when you go to enter scores and you have this detail on and you click the down option, it doesn't go to the next student. So that's the grade detail being on. So if you want to be able to quickly insert scores here, just turn that off. And when you go to do it, see, it will automatically allow you to keep going down. So that you'll probably turn on and off as needed. But I thought that was a pretty cool feature. All right, so let me turn that on for now. Reports are the same. So if I click on it, it's the same place where you can get your blank grade reports, your detailed progress reports, all that good stuff. Nothing has changed there. Options. Mostly the same as the old one. Let me see. I was going to highlight a few options, I think. So a few new things is you can include student pictures, you can show quick assignment links, and a posted grade window that will allow you to post grades when the window is turned on. So let's talk about that real quick. So here, something new that I saw was student pictures. So right over here, when their pictures are available, you'll see their pretty little faces. Grading details, I think, might have a few things, but just peruse, look through. If you want to change the column width, this is where you can do it under assignments, options, assignments, column width, and you can change how big or small these columns are. If you want it to be a permanent change. And I'm trying to think, I feel like there was something else. The posted grades. So posted grades. Let me turn that on real quick just so you can see this. So when the posting window is on, you can hit post from here instead of having to go to report card students, and it will post and show you what was posted, what grade was posted. So you can do it from this window now. I thought that was pretty cool. So that was options. It was grading, I believe, and posted window being turned on. Also, I thought this was pretty cool. You can show the quick assignment link. You can turn that on if that's something that you like to add in there. But yeah, feel free, peruse this, look, and see any of the changes under options. Finally, this is if you want to export all your data into a Excel document, and then over here, column chooser, you can choose what you want to show. So this is a quicker way. So if I want to show the post window, if I want to show the scores, if I want to show, whatever, it will add columns to your grade book if that's something that you want to see. Okay. So let me go ahead and turn those off. All right. So I think that covers most of it. The last thing that is pretty cool that I want to show you is when you go home, you now have a homepage option. I don't know if we have seen this before, but if you click on homepage, I'll leave that. Check this out. So for all of your blocks, you now have this option of a homepage, and you can customize it to your liking. It provides quick links to all your classes, 4x4 or A and B classes. If it's an A and B class, you probably need to hover over here and change it to A or B day. If it's 4x4, it'll show all of them. So it'll show all your blocks in one day. And I just like it because it gives you quick links to anything that you might need. You can make this your default page rather than the seating chart. You just come over here when you're in home page, click on it, and you can choose which one you want your default landing page for when you click home. So I wanted to show you that. Also, you can customize these to your liking. So normally it'll just have colors, but for each class, you can come here and you can say, what do you want? What quick links do you want available to you? You can change the background image or colors or fonts and make it your own. So I wanted you all to know that in case you wanted to change your default from seating chart to this. Seating chart look is going to be completely the same, so that will not change. Real quick, all this information, any new information that we see, we'll throw into this document, the Notes on Synergy's new gradebook. At the very bottom, there are 2 links to helpful resources. The new gradebook directions for middle school, high school have everything. That's where I got the screenshot on the autosave since I didn't have that option in my training area. Also, there is user instructions for Synergy. Both very good guides and helpful resources. So that's all I have to share for now. I know that was a lot, but go ahead, dive in, try it out, and use it this year. All right. If you have any questions, let me and Miss Beazle know. Team Teasel is here to support you, and we hope you have a good day. All right. Bye.